Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, welcome back to another video. So today I have a bit of a news roundup for you. DICE have commented on the visual recoil issues that are plaguing the game at the moment, or at least some of the weapons, and they are planning to fix that in a near update 7.1. They're also putting out a hotfix 7.0.1 next Tuesday that should fix some of the more prominent issues at the moment. Battlefield 5 has finally got a new anti-cheat system implemented. And then I want to talk about Season 7 in general, and it kind of looks like people are already getting bored of the small amount of content that DICE have offered us here. As always guys, if you enjoy the content here on the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, check down below for me if you maybe think you're subscribed, because you may not be. Over 60 or 70% of you guys aren't. So that'd be awesome if you could check that out. And as always, thank you guys for the support. Okay, so let's just jump straight into hotfix 7.0.1. So as I mentioned, this one is coming on Tuesday, the 2nd of April. And there are a few fixes here. So they fixed a series of issues that resulted in the Avances having a misaligned aim down sight state when using multiple weapon cosmetics with iron sights. If you guys will have seen my video the other day on this, you will have known exactly how this looked. It was kind of funny, to tell you the truth, and that's part of the reason I decided to do a video on it. That has now been fixed, so it's actually nice to see DICE acting quickly here to get that sorted out. They've also fixed some issues where the AK-24 had a misaligned iron sight on a range of weapon cosmetics. Again, this was a big issue. The iron sight was aiming way too low than where it should have been aiming, so nice to see that one fixed there as well. The MV-38 Condor and the MI-240 Superhind will now be present within Breakthrough as intended. So these two vehicles haven't been on the attacking side for Breakthrough on Haven or any other map, I believe, so far. A lot of people thought DICE had just decided to take them out of Breakthrough, but it was just a bug and they should now be back. So if you've been playing a lot of Breakthrough and you've been losing as the attackers, you should stand a better chance now. The Predator SRAW will now correctly display a dotted line indicator when aiming down sights. Not sure what the problem was there. I don't have the SRAW unlocked yet, so I was none the wiser. And then there are a couple of other fixes here. I will leave a link to this post down below if you guys want to check it out. But to be honest, they're not really worth talking about because, at least personally for me, I never even noticed that these things were broken anyway. Now, they also go on here to say, additionally, we wish to reiterate that we are treating the weapon recoil balancing as a top priority. The team is working on a wide range of changes and balancing improvements aimed specifically at recoil reliability. Expect the majority of this to take place in update 7.1. So no idea when update 7.1 is coming. It's probably still a few weeks off here, but it's nice to hear that they are working on that. Ever since the visual recoil changes came in, there are certain outlying weapons that have really been hit hard. The M39 comes to mind, the G428, the DMRs in general, and just some of the other weapons like the P90. I feel it's a little bit egregious there, the AKS-74U as well, so I can only assume they're going to take a look at some of these weapons and tone down that recoil a little bit there. Now, another piece of really cool news is that they have finally added the new EA anti-cheat to Battlefield 5, and it's coming this Wednesday, April the 3rd, at 8 o'clock in the morning UTC. I'm not a massive player of Battlefield 5, so this doesn't really make a big difference for me one way or the other, but looking at the player numbers on Steam, there are more people playing Battlefield 5 than there are playing Battlefield 2042. And Battlefield 2042 has just had a new season released. So clearly, there are still lots of people still enjoying the game, and last I heard, at least on PC, it was absolutely wrought with cheaters, which didn't really entice players to go back and give the game a try. Hopefully, that is now all going to be resolved with the inclusion of EA anti-cheat. Although that being said, EA anti-cheat is currently working in Battlefield 2042, and there are still cheaters in Battlefield 2042, so as always, I'm sure people who want to cheat and want to make hacks for the game, they will find a way around it one way or another, but hopefully the number of cheaters won't be quite so high as it has been in recent months and years, and there'll just be like mass ban waves going off, getting rid of all these idiots. Who knows, maybe I'll even go back to that game now and give it a try myself. And finally here, I just wanted to touch on the current status of Season 7, because it feels a little bit like players are already getting bored of Season 7, not even 2 weeks into its release. Now, one of the best indicators of this is by looking at Steam charts, and I'm aware Steam charts isn't everything. It doesn't take all of the players on the EA app into consideration, it doesn't take all the players on console into consideration, but it's still nevertheless a fairly good indicator. So in the time leading up to the release of Season 7, you can see that player numbers were really at an all-time low, under 10,000, sometimes dipping as low as 5,000. Once Season 7 released, they shot up. They hit about 30,000 or so, and then of course they had one of those free-to-play weekends. Now last time they had a free-to-play weekend, and the game was on discount of course, we saw an all-time record for player numbers in Battlefield 2042, with them hitting 107,000 concurrent players. This time around, as far as I can see, the biggest number of players they've had here has been 43,500, so that is way under half. And that doesn't really spell good things for Battlefield 2042 in general, because that shows a lot of the people who leapt into the game in Season 6, a lot of the people who bought the game then on discount, haven't bothered to come back for Season 7. Now obviously that was the height at the weekend when it was free to play, so we definitely expect player numbers to drop down after that, but they have been dropping down now every single day, and this to me is an indication that people are simply getting bored with the amount of content that is in the game. And it's no secret, there isn't much content in Season 7 at all. There is one new map and 2 new weapons. I've got those new weapons already unlocked. I know a lot of you guys out there have already tier 1 those weapons, and when you only have one map, it sort of gives me this feeling, you know when you find a new song that you really like, and you play that song on repeat again and again and again, and you get bored of it really fast, at least I do, and that's the same feeling that I have with the Haven map. Personally, I think it's actually a pretty decent map. It's not my favourite map in the game, it's certainly not my worst map in the game either. I quite like it though, it's certainly growing on me over time, but I've played so much of it right now that I am starting to get slightly bored of it. It really doesn't compare to when we used to have premium, we got 4 new maps on release, and we had servers pop up with those 4 new maps rotating between them. It was just such a different experience, and it kept players engaged for much longer. Now maybe part of the reason behind this is that you guys just don't like the map all that much. And in order to touch bases with you guys, I did a poll asking a very simple question. Do you like the new Haven map? Yes or no? So I did one over on Twitter, that one got 762 votes, and 56.4% said no. However, I also ran this poll on my YouTube channel, and a whopping 4,400 of you guys voted, so thank you so much for participating, and there 60% of you said yes. So I would say there are slightly more players that enjoy Haven than those who don't, but that's still not really what you want to see, right? You want to see more like 80-90% of your players enjoying the new map, which I think really shows both how the player base are split on what sort of maps they enjoy, but I also think this kind of comes down to just learning the map. At least for me personally, I feel like as I've played the map more and more, I've understood the various lanes throughout the map, how to flank, areas to watch out for, all of these head glitches which are on top of buildings, and maybe there are a few too many of those. But I think this is still going to play into the overall player numbers here, because anyone who jumps into this new map, and it is the only new map to play at the moment, well, if you don't like that map, guess what? You're probably just going to uninstall the game and go back to playing whatever game you were playing before. So I think it's obvious here that DICE are running on fumes in terms of their content department here. We had to wait 6 months for the release of Season 7, and now it's finally here. It only has 3 weapons, 1 vehicle, and 1 new map, and they've even had to drip feed us that, so they've decided to go for the approach here of having a little spike of interest, a spike of players when Season 7 releases, with a couple of new weapons and a new map, and then they're going to get a similar spike later on in May when they release the Stadium map, and the new vehicle, and the new LMG. Maybe that's the better way to do it. I don't know. If you are strapped for resources and this is the only amount of content that you can put out, maybe that's a smart move. But I think the stats here definitely show that it's not really keeping players engaged for long enough. In any case, I don't expect this will change for the remainder of Battlefield 2042's lifespan, no matter how long that will be, but I really do hope they take it into consideration with the next game. I have no hopes or expectations that they're going to add premium back in again. I think premium is gone. As much as I would love to see premium come back again, I just don't see it happening. Live service seems to be the way forward here, but I really hope that EA are going to have content teams that are able to put out content at a regular cadence and more of it at once, because what we've seen for Battlefield 2042, it really hasn't been doing it for me. thank you guys so much for watching today. Sorry for the ramble, I maybe got a little bit carried away there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nonetheless, leave a like down below if you did, subscribe for more Battlefield content, and I will see you guys in the next video.